I'm Brian with Random Drop. Welcome to our new channel. So with the upcoming release of Final Fantasy 15, what I want to do is go back and discuss the previous games in the franchise, and retell the story for those who may be new to the Final Fantasy series and may want a quick rundown of the story before playing the title. I also wanted to retell the story for those that wanted to revisit the game, but didn't have the time to completely replay all the games in the series. One important thing to note if you are new to the Final Fantasy franchise is that every game is a complete self-contained storyline and universe, meaning that Final Fantasy 1 may not have any correlation with Final Fantasy 2, and Final Fantasy 3 doesn't have any correlation with Final Fantasy 4. So without any further ado, let's get started. Our story begins with the planet ruled by four great fiends: Lich, the Master of Earth; Kari, the Master of Fire; Kraken, the Ruler of the Water; Tiamat, Lord of the Skies. The story shifts into gear with all four Warriors of Light appearing with the four darkened elemental orbs: Fire, Water, Earth, and Air. The game doesn't take time specifying how or where they came from, they just appear. As they appear, they find that Garland, an evil knight, has kidnapped the King of Cornelia's daughter, Princess Sarah. They mount a rescue attempt and successfully bring her back home to the king. As gratitude for rescuing his daughter, he builds a bridge that allows them to continue their quest. As they continue the journey, they enter the town of Provoca, where they liberate it from Biki and the pirate gang he leads. In gratitude for not killing him, he gives them their airship. With the airship in tow, the warriors set out on a quest to free the world from the darkness. Eventually they find themselves in Melamon and see the carnage caused by the darkness, the decaying earth where nothing grows. Believing it to be the work of a vampire, they journey deep into the Terror Cave and defeat the vampire living in its depths. Upon finding nothing has changed, they travel to the Sage's Caves, where they're told by Sada that the vampire was only a minion working for a larger foe, the Earth Elemental fiend Lich. Returning to the Cavern of the Earth, they fight the monstrosity that is Lich and prevail against him. Striking him down, the Earth Crystal begins to shine again, free of the darkness, and the land begins to rot no more. The four Warriors of Light then set their eyes on Mount Glug. Traveling to the town of Crescent Lake, Lucan, the town sage, gives the Warriors of Light a canoe to reach Mount Glug. Upon plunging into its depths, at the very bottom floor of the lava-ridden volcano, they find Kari, the fire elemental fiend and destroyer, making the fire crystal free from darkness and beginning to shine again. Using a Levy Stone to resurrect an ancient airship, the Warriors of Light secure Oxyel from a fairy that allows them to breathe underwater. Upon finding and entering the sunken shrine, they find an ancient stone with writing on it. Securing the stone, they seek out the water elemental fiend Kraken, defeat him, and restore the third water crystal. Taking the stone the warriors found to a linguist, Dr. Uni uses it to decipher the language of the Lufinish. Using this newfound language, they travel to the last remaining Lufinish town and get aid in the form of a cube that allows the warriors to access the floating tower, the home of the air elemental fiend Tiamat. Traveling there, they battle and strike Tiamat down, restoring the final orb, the air crystal. This is where the final chapter begins. Upon being defeated and the crystals being restored, the four fiends create an immensely powerful being, using the evil knight Garland's body. Garland, now the archdemon Chaos, travels 2,000 years into the past and makes first contact with the younger version of the four fiends. The Demon King Chaos sends the four younger fiends 2,000 years into the future, where they corrupt the crystals and spread darkness into the world, thus creating a time loop where Chaos sends the fiends into the future and the fiends send Chaos back into the past. The Warriors of Light, using the same portal, travel back into the past to do battle with Chaos. Knowing that they need to end this time loop, they first go back and beat again the younger, more powerful versions of the four fiends, and then meet Chaos for the final showdown. After an intense and hard-fought battle, the warriors come out victorious and end the time loop. Traveling back into the future, they find it different, never having been touched by corruption, and the 4 warriors all but forgotten except in distant legend. And there you have it, a brief overview of the Final Fantasy I storyline and universe. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like and subscribe button. I know the video is a bit choppy, but I think it's pretty solid for a first try. The series will only get better from here, I promise. Thank you and have a wonderful day.